Hello YouTube, it's Hammer Dinners again, and I want to do something on eggs. You ask yourself, what's the softest part of an egg? If you drop an egg, the survival chance of being dropped from waist level is probably a 50% chance if they land on their sides, a 25% chance if they land on the fat part, and probably a 30% chance if they land on the tip. What makes this egg so special? These eggs are pretty tough, and how you can tell a healthy egg is when you pick your eggs up, they normally will clink together. You can hear that sound. It's a healthy egg. You can keep your eggs if you have chickens, oyster shells. I don't really have oyster shells for my quail. I really never looked into that because they've always given me healthy eggs. When you store your eggs like this, it's really hard to find quail racks like this. So what I do is I take some gerbil stuffing, which is his stuffing, the clean stuff, which is right there, and I will lay maybe an inch thick layer of this gerbil stuffing. You can use doesn't matter what it is, if it's a Tupperware container. I have this old gerbil container which we use when we transport the gerbil. You just want to lay yourself an inch layer like that. And when you put your eggs in here, you want to put them tip side down. So you got this fat part right here, and you got the tip right here. See if I can't find a pointier egg like this guy that's not such a ball. You can see that's the tip, that's the top. The reason why the top is so soft is because when quail hatch, they actually will hatch from this top part right here. So this part can't be too hard, because if it's too hard, they won't hatch. And that's also a good thing about having healthy quail, is they'll give you healthy eggs and your hatch rate will go up because your eggs will be able to hatch. Quail chicks breathe through the eggs. So you want your eggs clean. If they come back to me and they're dirty, unless they're covered in mud, I try not to clean them because I don't want to crack them. You can get little micro cracks, and that'll actually make your egg go bad, although I've had chicks hatch with cracks in the eggs, which was strange, and they were perfectly healthy after they had hatched. Quail eggs come in any color, but mainly they come in this white right here. They'll come in this color. They come in this really dark brown, which is really pretty. Or they'll come in maybe a lighter color, maybe look like they're faded a little bit. I have a quail that gives me green eggs, but she only gives them to me every now and then. You can see the faded color on the top. When you have a bob white, they'll give you all white eggs. Cotornics will rarely give you a full white egg, which I don't have any of them. I have one out in the mews. Oh, that's gross. But basically, that's how you tell eggs. Your healthy eggs, they'll make a small clicking noise like that. Almost sound like porcelain. You don't want to hit them too hard together because, like I said, you'll get cracks. When you drop your eggs, most likely pick them up and inspect them, because a lot of the times, if they land on their sides, they'll still be good. If they land on the top, 90% of the time they won't be good, because this top is softer than the rest of the egg. Because when the quail hatch, they'll be pointed towards the tip when they're babies, but they'll eventually turn and face towards the fat part of the egg. And this part is where they hatch from, and that's why it's so thin up top. How to store your eggs, like I said, is point down, just like they are. Just take them, put them point down. If you have something to hold up one side every day, you want to turn them. Quail eggs will last 2 weeks. You keep them warm, you keep them anywhere between 65 and 80 degrees. If your house is at 100, you might as well just be incubating the eggs, because they incubate it anywhere from 98 degrees to 101. If you have it hotter, they'll hatch earlier, but if you have it too hot, they won't hatch at all. My rate is normally 18 days for quail, 23 for chickens. I don't remember how much for turkey. Turkey eggs?
About 65 for 15.
65 for 15 eggs. But the quail are normally 18. They breed like rabbits. You'll get a lot. I have 20 quail, 20 females out there right now. And I probably have maybe 10 or 15 males, but I don't have them all together. And I get 120 eggs a week for my females. Quail are good for eating. They're good for pets. They're good for food, dog food. You can train your dogs with them. They're cute and adorable, and they're hardy. If you want the ultimate pet but don't want chickens or can't have chickens, most likely in your area you can have quail, because a lot of the times they'll say no chickens, but if you read the fine print, it won't say no quail. Because quail aren't really farm animals, they're more like game birds. Not game fowl, but game birds. So just check with your people. They're tiny. They probably weigh maybe 6 to 8 ounces. And you get a lot of fun out of them. They have a lot of character. And they're really pretty to look at.